Okay, happy innovators, are you ready for some music today? We're going to get right into it. The first song is a song by, of course, the group U2. It's a song called Ultraviolet Light My Way from the album Achtung Baby. And man, there was a time when I thought this song was just the greatest thing I'd ever heard. And we're going to get into it right now. So here we go. U2, Ultraviolet Light My Way from the Achtung Baby. Weird intro.
Sometimes I feel like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like checking out.
Brings back so many memories to me. When this album came out, I was in a really turbulent point in my life, you know, with the band I was in and with pipe choir starting. So there was a lot of people in my life and a lot of stuff going on. And this album came out right at that time, and it was like the soundtrack to this era in my life. And this was my favorite song on the album.
Oh, child, wipe the tears from your eye. You know I need you to be strong. And the day is as dark as the
There was actually a pretty long period of time, not too many years ago, where I couldn't listen to anything on this record because it just brought back so many good and bad memories, you know? That feeling is kind of past. It's, you know, morphed into a different kind of feeling. But really, this album, Achtung Baby by U2, was the soundtrack to a very big time in my life. The band I was drumming in was a band called Thumper Incorporated, and it was the first band I was in that really started to do something, you know, really started to get somewhere. And there were a lot of hangers-on, you know, a lot of people around me at that time that were, I guess, friends, but not really. And this music just kind of takes me right back, like a time machine, like right back into that time in my life. It was good and bad, you know, but painful to remember in a lot of ways, a lot of things, a lot of people that I really cared about. But the song is great. I mean, the song is awesome. Listen to his lyrics and his voice right here. It's so different than everything that U2 had done. You know, like I said in the last episode of Mike TV with Zoo Station, like this album was so different, but people that were fans of U2 were waiting for this record to come out, and I was one of them. And it was a shock, you know, it was really different, but at least in my opinion anyway, like a very emotional album and very well done and well written songs. Like every song on this record, in my opinion, is excellent. They're all excellent. But this one, even to this day, it kind of stands out to me as like one of my favorites by them ever, and probably my favorite song on the album. I love this stuff. I don't care what anybody says, like a lot of people don't like U2. A lot of people ridicule them or criticize them or whatever, and I don't care. It'll never change the way that I think and feel about this music. It's like it's the music of my life, and everybody who knows me knows that. They know that this band, is not an obsession, but maybe sometimes, or pretty close anyway. Love these guys, and this album in particular. I love that song. Ultraviolet Light My Way by U2. Totally awesome. Okay, so next up, I've got a track for you by a group called Catherine Wheel, a group that I liked a lot. They were, one of those groups I heard on the college radio and liked them right away. And this is a track called Receive from an album called Happy Days. It was one of their later albums before they stopped putting records out. And I just thought this record was great. And this track in particular was just ripping. I love it. So here we go. Without further ado, Catherine Wheel, Receive. Excellent production. This is like... I loved this album. This guy's voice is awesome too. Listen to this. Kind of similar to that guy from Blue October, like I was talking about in previous Mike TV episodes. Listen to that guitar. A little bit of Smashing Pumpkins in this, listen to this. I destroy myself. I love it. Good drumming too. These lyrics. What's the reason? What's the use? When I don't want to look like you. Yeah. Wall of sound, One of those songs that the world ignored. Nobody heard it. But I did. What a voice. A unique voice. Pretty good guitar work here. Like an emotional kind of guitar solo. Making the guitar scream, This guy who's singing is related to Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Check this out. Listen to that. Power. Listen to this. Yeah. Great singer. A lot of great songs on this album, Happy Days. This is just one. They actually did a duet with Mazzy Star on this record. Pretty good, but not as good as this, Oh, I love it. I destroy. Awesome. That was Receive by Catherine Wheel. I love that track. And man, I'm glad I put it on this episode of Mike TV. So next up, we got another track for you from probably the greatest rock band ever. Once again, Van Halen, right? This time, I'm going to share with you a song called Ain't Talking About Love. And, it just starts with the greatest guitar ever in rock and roll history, So without further ado, here we go. Van Halen, Ain't Talking About Love. Here we go. Check it out. Listen to that guitar. Just listen. It's so awesome. This band, we will probably never see another band as great as this ever again. I mean, and to think that this is like the debut, think about what Van Halen became after this album. I mean, we're talking like world domination, Do they sound like anything else that's ever been put out in popular music or modern music? Absolutely not. There isn't another band that can shake a stick to these guys. Michael Anthony's backing vocals. And let's not forget Alex Van Halen and how awesome of a drummer he is. Listen to this. It still sounds incredible all these years later. So cool, they drop it down here. Dynamics, right? You don't hear that a lot in a lot of songs nowadays. Real quiet. Shh. Real quiet. And then it goes, these bursts. Nice. And it explodes. They made this song up, you know what I mean? Like on a Thursday, Like just, let's write a new song, and this is what they came up with. Good grief. Unbelievable. We'll never see a band like this again. It'll never happen again. I hope it does. I hope somewhere in America or somewhere in the world there's a band in their garage right now that's going to blow these guys out of the water, but I doubt it. I doubt it. This is so amazing. All the elements of Van Halen, early Van Halen, all of the elements to come together like they did and to, be produced like they were and have the impact that they had. We'll never see it again. And let me tell you, I've been drumming for a long, long time, and there aren't many drummers like Alex Van Halen. Ever. Totally unsung. They're great. You gotta love Van Halen. And if you don't, well, okay, I guess that's your deal, but man, bums me out a little bit sometimes. They're that good. Anyway, so next up, I'm going to share with you a track by a group called POD, P-O-D, Payable on Death. That's what it stands for. And I want to share with you a song called Set It Off. Not because I'm like the world's biggest POD fan, but because I think that this drum recording on this song in particular is probably, if it's not the best drum recording I've ever heard, it's definitely one of the best drum recordings that I've ever heard. And the drummer from POD, he goes by the name WUV, W-U-V, WUV, is such an underrated drummer. I mean, he is such a great drummer, and this song kind of showcases just how great he is. And the production on this song is magnificent, and you'll see what I mean. You'll be hard pressed, at least from my perspective, to find a song that has a drum recording where the drums sound as round and as tonal as the drums do on this track. So without further ado, here we go. Set It Off by POD, P-O-D. Check it out. Oh my gosh. I mean, what a drummer. Wow. Explosive, like power. Listen to this guy. He just goes off on this song too. Listen to that recording over the drums. If I could ever get my drums to sound like this in a recording, it will probably never happen. Well, I'm always working towards it. Such a good drummer. So tasty and so powerful, you know. I don't mind like the hip hop thing a little bit, like that whiff of that in there. You know, the rap and all that kind of stuff, but it's all about the drums in this song. Listen to this. I would be absolutely crushing the drums on this. I mean, it makes me want to drum. It makes me want to just crush the drums, you know? Back to the verse part. Good swing on the drums, a good kind of bounce. You know, it's like great feel, great kind of movement of the drums. Oh, so good, so well done. I would love to know what microphones they're using on these drums, man. This quiet kind of part, it builds up and then it explodes into this straight slamming. Listen to this. Amazing. It's amazing how good it sounds. Very good drumming. Very, very good drumming. He's not overdoing it. He's not underdoing it. He's just really kind of driving what you're hearing. So tasty. Here we go. Listen to this. Triplets on the double bass. It's great. It's like chaos, you know, just screaming chaos, and then it goes down into this like straight 4 on the floor. Listen to that bass drum. Listen to the recording. This drum fill right here. Listen. Man. Wow. What a monster drummer. I would love to meet this guy. You know what I mean? Oh, the conversation we could have. Such an underrated drummer. The world doesn't notice. You know, people don't notice, but players who play and know how to play, they notice. And I'm one of them. I notice how awesome that guy is. Yeah, that's what it's all about. For me, anyway. With Pod, I mean, their drummer is just smoking. And so there you go. That was Set It Off by Pod. Like I said, probably the best drum recording I've ever heard. If not, it's definitely one of the best. Anyway, so let's see. What do we have next? Ooh, okay. Yeah, you know what we got here? This is a great one. It's a classic from the group Aerosmith. Gotta throw a little bit of them in there, at least once, right? I'll probably play them again in the future, but for today, we're gonna do the song Back in the Saddle because I think that this song is awesome, and I think that the guitar playing in this song is exceptional. I think it's one of Joe Perry's best, and oh my gosh, this song is just so awesome. So without further ado, here we go. Aerosmith, Back in the Saddle. Let's check it out. Yeah, this part's cool, you know, like the intro, right? But, oh, when this song kicks in, the guitar, it's awesome. I'll never be able to play guitar like this, you know? Ready? Here we go. Oh, I love it. Listen to this. It's awesome. These guys are awesome. They sound great. They sound great. Even now, this is an old recording, and it still works. You know, it's like these guys are. There's a reason why they're as big as they are. This is rock and roll, man. It's not heavy metal, you know, it's just rock and roll. Joey Kramer, great drummer. This riff. I think it's my favorite Aerosmith riff. How do you write a song like this? It's like, you know, where does it come from? Right, listen to Steve Tyler's voice. It's exceptional. It's so unusual. It's so good. And, you know, let's not forget, they're still together, and they have all the original members, and they're still touring. And I don't know if you've had a chance to watch any of their recent live performances, like at Fenway Park and stuff, but oh my gosh, they are better now than they were in the 70s. They are awesome live. So good. I'm not like a huge Aerosmith fan either. It's like, what good is good, man? Listen to that. Can you imagine when they were in the studio recording this and Steve Tyler came into the control room? Like, what did you guys think? Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I think that's a keeper. Why don't you try it again with a little more intensity? Try standing up for this one, Steve, okay? Oh, yeah, okay, I guess. Horses, clippity-clop, back in the saddle. Okay. Oh, yeah. Back in the Saddle by Aerosmith. One of my favorites by them. So, next up, I got a track from the group that I featured in the last episode of Mike TV, or one of the episodes. A group called Last Crack. Now, this track is called Kiss the Cold, and it is one of my favorite songs by them. It's off of the Burning Time album. And really kind of demonstrates just how unusual, like, once again, this band is, or was, or is, or was. It's, a little out there. This intro part is a little strange, but I think you'll appreciate it. So without further ado, here we go. Kiss the Cold by Last Crack from the Burning Time album. Here we go.
What's your name? Bodo. Bodo? I never fucking grew up.
This is a recording of their singer talking to a drunk lady, an alcoholic.
Never grew up. Certain ways it took me a while. Hell, I was calling a fucking prostitute and fucking dyke before I even knew what one was. And I got fighting. And I love my baby. No one's gonna take her away from me. How would you like it if you were sleeping on the couch? Okay, I'm an alcoholic. I don't drink every fucking day.
You don't want to be helped.
Sweetheart, if I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna drink.
Before, when you were saying thanks, why did you say thanks? Are you saying thanks to God?
Am I saying thanks to who?
God?
To who?
Wow. Pretty damn cool. Pretty cool. This borders on prog rock, it's really, you'll see what I mean as the song moves along. It's pretty good.
And what I crave is killing me. I kiss the cold reality.
There's so many different changes in this song. It's pretty intense. You'll see what I mean. It's like, it's like prog rock. It really is. Oh, I love this part right here. This is great.
Oh, Mr. President, I am a dire slave. Marijuana, cocaine, yeah. Cracking my mind is a gutter spittoon. My loss of life is much to lose. Whoa.
Pretty intense.
What I crave is killing me. I kiss the cold reality. And what I crave is killing me. I kiss the cold. It's killing me. Mr. Sexuality. Spin away the moral dream. What's these cheap and
What a voice, huh?
sleazy fire blazing?
Think about it. I mean, he's really
It's the kiss of
all over the place with his voice.
decay. Destruction is growing. It will allow me to do anything. Simplicity, yeah.
Wow.
Simplicity, oh.
Another change. This band is great.
I heard one wise man scream.
love that. I heard one wise man scream. What a line. This is a very digital production. You can hear it, but that's okay. You know, it was in vogue at the time. It was a affordable way for bands to record, you know, digitally. That's okay.
Hey, Mr. God, I'm calling you. I'm drunk every day. Alcoholic pain. I don't know who to turn to. And so I pray to you to save, to kill the decay.
I love how the singer, Butto, of Last Crack, in his lyrics is like confronting the God question. He's like, that's where he's at, you know? I like that. Like, I do the same thing. It's right up my alley, man. You know, like talking about serious things. You know, I like that. Existential questions, you know? Listen to this. And they stop.
Mr. Solitude, now what do we see?
This drummer that's drumming on this song you're listening to right now eventually went on to be the drummer for White Zombie.
Starving pupil, black and vacuum, vacant circus, skeleton zoo.
Whispering.
What I crave is killing me, I kiss the cold reality. Yeah, yeah. Wow, stuck out. Oh, God. Help me. No. What I crave is killing me.
What a voice.
I kiss the cold eye.
Pretty good, huh? That was Kiss the Cold by Last Crack. I'm telling you, that album, track for track, from the beginning to the end, is not just a masterpiece, but it's like an art piece. There's a lot of interesting, whacked out, eclectic stuff going on this record. And, once again, like, the world didn't notice, but I did. And it lives here in the Mike TV, So that was Last Crack, Kiss the Cold from the Burning Time album. Now, next up, we have a track. It's a little bit of a left-hand turn, like I like to do here on Mike TV. This one's going to really throw you for a loop. This is a song by Madonna, believe it or not, that I actually like. And, there's a part of me, okay, that is a keyboard player. Okay, as you know, I make pipe choir music, PC3 and all that. And there's a very real part of me that's a keyboard piano player. And I'm always listening for great keyboard production, And this track by Madonna, it's called Forbidden Love. It's from her album Confessions on a Dance Floor, produced by Stuart Price. It's like one of the best keyboard recordings, like not just the way it's recorded, but the ideas and the sounds and the tones. It's fantastic. And I think that as the song plays, you'll hear what I mean. It's really, really lush and atmospheric and cool. So here we go. Without further ado, Madonna, Forbidden Love from the Confessions on a Dance Floor album. Check it out. Oh, I love that keyboard sound. It's like a portamento, I think is the effect that makes the note, right when you strike the note, it goes, like it goes up. This album by Madonna is pretty good. I mean, the whole album is. It's really kind of synthetic sounding and, you know, Confessions on a Dance Floor. So it's geared around the dance floor. I mean, that's what it's for. And I'm a drummer, so, you know, there's this relationship that drummers have with dancing. We make people dance. So even though this is synthetic and, you know, very electronic sounding, and the drum beat is very techno and, you know, machine-like, fake, you know, I still get it. Like, I still like it. And I'm not a huge fan of Madonna, but she's got a few cuts that I really do like. This is one of them. So here we go. Check this out. I mean, I imagine a dance floor in New York City on a Saturday night, and this like cranking through the system, and people just getting down, you know?
Was all it took to change my fortune. Just one word from your mouth was all I needed to be certain.
It's got like a veneer of like sensuality to it too, which is kind of cool, you know, conveyed, you know, through the music and through her voice. It's pretty cool. Now there's a keyboard line that comes in the second part of this chorus, and it just, the notes are so cool. It's coming up pretty soon. It's like, ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. It's off in the background, but it repeats. Love it. I love it. That sound.
Just one kiss, just one touch, just one
So it's like a breakdown, but then you'll hear that keyboard come back in the second part of the chorus again. Right here. Oh, I love it. I love that sound. It's that, you know, Stuart Price production. I used to listen to this album when I would work out. Believe it or not, it was good to work out to. Keep your heart rate up, you know. But this track in particular always kind of stood out to me. I liked it. It was good. It's good. It's an interesting album, believe it or not. Not everything by Madonna, you know, like totally sucks, you know. Although I think that, like, with her career, she took a wrong turn at Albuquerque at some point, and I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything, but I do know that that song is not so bad. So that was Forbidden Love by Madonna from the Confessions on a Dance Floor album. And next up we have, let me see here. What do we have? Okay, we're going to take another strange turn here. I'm going to play for you a track by that group, The Innocence Mission. Again, this is a track called Now in This Hush. It's from the Umbrella album, and I think that this song is just, it's perfect. It's excellent. And hopefully you'll agree. Maybe you won't, but I don't know. We'll check it out anyway. So here we go. The Innocence Mission, Now in This Hush from the Umbrella album. Check it out. Nice production. Everything is where it belongs in the mix, you know? Good drummer. Good drumming. It sounds simple, and it is simple, but it serves the song. I love her lyrics, and I love her voice, too. I like what she sings about, you know? She's coming from an angle that not many singers are coming from. It's very feminine, you know, very soft, but that's okay. It's all right. Listen to this. Listen to her voice right here. Very good. And what am I? I could listen to this song forever. I love it. Yeah, if you ever get the chance, go back and read some of the lyrics for their songs. They're great. Nobody's hitting it this way. Nobody does except for them. I guess that's why they're called the Innocence Mission. Because there's a streak of innocence through everything they do. They're coming from that place. Oh, listen to that flanger. Where is color this hour? Where is music this hour? Are they still going on somewhere? Where now in this hush? And what am I? What a great way to end the chorus, you know? Excellent. This album, Umbrella, is another one of those where it's like track for track. It's a great album. Every song on the record is great. Every song. I can listen to it from the first track to the end, and I never get sick of it. It's great. And the songs are different. They're all different. Four people making all this sound. So good. So good. Better than their debut album. This was their sophomore album. And they beat the sophomore jinx, you know? If you don't know what that means, you know, hashtag sophomore jinx. Pretty damn good. The Innocence Mission, Now in This Hush, from the Umbrella album. One of my faves. Yeah, so, you know, this next song I'm going to share with you. It's The Verve. It's a song called Gravity Grave, and I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's just awesome. I mean, it's just awesome. You know, so here we go. The Verve, Gravity Grave. Check it out. What did I say about the bass guitar? This guy is so good, man. This rhythm section is so good. Oh, listen to that guitar. It's not so much a guitar sound as it is like a texture. What a weird drum beat, too. tripping drum beat, like it's good. And I kind of like how Richard Ashcroft, the singer from The Verve, is singing from a place of like deep drug abuse, like despair. Like he's coming from that place. He's singing about it. It's interesting. To me, you're like a setting sun. You rise and you're gone. Like imagery. It's like he's in drug speak, like he's talking, like it sounds like he's tripping, and the song is about tripping and how it's danger, gravity grave, it's pulling him into the grave. It's like, it's a weird kind of mood. It's about something, you know? He's singing about something that's happening to him. Listen to the music. I can hear some flute in there, like echoey flute. Hear it? And he's doing like a multi-tracked voice, so his voice is tripping over itself sometimes. It's not perfectly in sync. Listen to this breakdown. Bass guitar's still pumping, still going. Drums come back in a little bit. Real quiet though, really subdued. This music is great to paint to. I know I've said that before in my last episode of Mike TV, but The Verve, to me, is the perfect music to paint to. I make good paintings when I listen to this. What a weird guitar player. Like, what is he doing? So psychedelic and so trippy. But chilled too. Like, it's not music, but it's like, it's chilled. You know, it's just enough rock and roll, just enough chill. I like that light. I like my light so bright it burns my eyes. Sounds like the perfect way to end my life. He's singing about drug abuse. It's what he's singing about. Real or imagined, I don't know, but it works, you know. And their audience loved them for that. I mean, I'm sure half of their audience was tripping. You know, I mean, it's just the way it was. But I never tried LSD. I never tried anything like that. And I'm glad I haven't, but I can listen to The Verve and I can kind of imagine, right? Anyway, so yeah, that was The Verve, Gravity Grave. I love that band. I mean, you're going to hear more of them in the future. There's no question. But for now, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to a group that is another repeat from the last time. This is a group called the October Project, and this is another track by them that I think is particularly good. It's a track called A Lonely Voice. I want to feature the October Project here on Mike TV because they're one of my favorite groups, that's true. But because I really do think that this band didn't really get the recognition that they deserved when they were together and doing their thing. And their albums were exceptional. So I'm going to share a lot of their music here on Mike TV, but I'm going to share this track with you now because it's one of my favorites, and it's just really good music. It's like a little bit, I guess, subdued, a little bit kind of like easy listening or something, but I don't mind that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like sometimes I want to hear this. So here we go. A Lonely Voice by the October Project from their self-titled debut album. Check it out. I love her voice.
I keep looking back, a lifetime back, across the desert, in a desert where no one can explain.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You tell me God is dancing in the
Listen to this coming right here, right here.
I can hear the echo in a maze of words. A lonely voice behind a door.
Beautiful. It's excellent.
Can you hear me calling from a wood?
You should see this lady too. Mary Fall. It's the name of the singer. Wow. Is she nice looking? Wow. You know, when you see her in concert, it's just like different than seeing her on TV, you know? It's like she is gorgeous. Like, wow.
Across the centuries, in a century where no one
And the people at their concerts were like
you tell me God
happy. They, you know,
is dancing in the rain.
zero intensity, you know? It's like just people that want to hear good music. That's it. They don't want to get in a fight, you know, they don't want to party. They just want to hear something good. And I'm one of them sometimes.
Can you hear me calling?
And they sound just like this live too, by the way. They're true to their production.
Lonely voice behind
Like they're very good. I got the impression that a lot of the men and women in this band are studio players. Like they're really schooled and learned. They know music theory and all that stuff. Like they're really classically trained players, you know? You can hear it in the production.
across an ocean.
It's beautiful.
Across an ocean where there's nothing to
Sometimes I want to hear this, you know?
you tell me God is laughing in the rain. I can hear the echo in a maze of words. A lonely voice behind the door. Can you hear me calling from a wood?
This is an old song too now. It stands up still. It's still good. It's still the production and the sounds they chose and the lyrics and the recording. It still stands up. I mean, it's good. This is good. In case you didn't know that, I mean, this is really good production and songwriting. They have a lot of songs like that. I mean, they are such a great band. They had 2 albums, and each album, you know, was just so well done, so good. And the world didn't notice, you know what I mean? Like, people didn't really notice. The crowds were small at the concerts that I went to. I saw them once or twice, and they were just excellent live. And like I said, their lead singer, Mary Fall, whoa. I mean, she is pretty. I mean, she's very beautiful in their videos and stuff like that. But when you're actually watching her in person, it's different. I mean, she has charisma and she is gorgeous, man. And her voice is like excellent. You know, it's one of those concerts where, you know, the music doesn't drown her out. Like, her voice is featured at those concerts, you know, just like it is on the album. So you should check them out. If you liked what you just heard, you really should go dig into their catalog. They're really, really good. So next up, we have a piece of music by a guy named David Sylvian. And this is kind of, you know, an ambient piece, a chilled out piece of music. And one that I can say was probably a little more influential to me than I realize. Okay. And you may get that when you hear this. I hear a lot of David Sylvian in my own music, you know, because of tracks like this. And I hear it in a lot of other people's too. So here we go. This is a song called Campfire Coyote Country by David Sylvian. And it's just one of those tracks that really kind of changed things for me when I heard it. It stayed in my mind. So here we go. Check it out. You know, there's really not much that I can say about this other than it's just chilled and cool. And I like that it's repetitive. You know, there's, like I've talked about before, there's something about when a song is repetitive. You don't have to wonder what's coming. Like, it's conducive to thought and to contemplation. Like, it's not silence, but it's not this big song with all this stuff going on. It's like, just chill. No words, just music sometimes. It's good. I like that sometimes. It's kind of like music that invokes imagery of like a location, you know. I guess the title, you know, Campfire in Coyote Country is, you know, helping you along with that. But even without knowing the title, you know, it evokes imagery of a place, not so much a person or an event or a thing. It's more like a location. I like that. That lead guitar thing is a little annoying to me. A little bit. Like, it's wanking. Like, he can do without it. You know. But okay, you know, he's like, you know, a great guitar player, so he's got to do this, right? But I don't need it. This, what you hear right now, this is enough for me, right here. I mean, think PC3. I mean, this is where that stuff comes from, you know? So, yeah, that was Campfire in Coyote Country by David Sylvian. There's a lot of tracks on this album by David Sylvian called Gone to Earth. It was a disc that was given to me by a guy that I used to be in a band with, and you know, he turned me on to this, and Brian Eno and all this great music, and so I have him to thank for that. But that track that we just heard, that's even though it's a short little piece, it's one of those things that really kind of just stayed in my head. So let's see where we're at now. What do we got? Okay, now what we got next is a track by a singer that you all know. Her name is Adele, and I'm sure that most of you that are listening to me right now are probably rolling your eyes. You know, you think she sucks, you think that she's full of shit, and or whatever, you know, your criticisms are of Adele. And I'll say this, I don't give a shit, because Adele, whether you want to admit it or not, or whether you think so or not, is a phenomenal singer, and her songwriting is phenomenal. And this is probably my favorite song by her. It's a song called Set Fire to the Rain. I think this song is excellent. I wish I would have wrote it, and I wish that I could sing like this. And so I'm not going to talk about it very much more, because, you know, I'm sure that a lot of you just absolutely hate her. I used to know, I'll say this, I used to know this hipster chick, okay? And she thought she was so cool, okay? She was like an art chick, and she was a hipster, and she was like a snob, okay? And I mentioned to her once that I liked Adele, and she just was like, you know, you are so lame, you know, like Adele really sucks, you know, like that kind of thing. And I was just like, you know what, you can kiss my ass, you know, because if you don't think, if you may not like Adele, okay, but if you don't recognize her talent and how good she really is as a singer, then you're deaf. I can't help you. You know, this woman is excellent. So that's all I'm going to say. Here we go. Set Fire to the Rain by Adele. Let's check it out. And keep in mind, as we're listening to this, that she wrote this song. She wrote it. Excellent delivery of her voice. So much control. She's awesome. Slightly picks up, but the song is starting to rise, you know. Right into the second verse. Good. Nice bed of keyboards behind her voice now. Good lyrics. Backing vocals. Good drum beat too. Serves the song. Very good bass playing too. It's subtle, you have to listen for it, but it's really good. Whoever's playing bass on this track. think of that hipster chick and the people that go like, oh, I'm just too cool for Adele. It's like, you know what? Shut up. You idiot. You'd never be able to sing like this ever, you know? Middle 8 section. Good. Sounds good. Smooth. You know, she does that thing with her voice. It's awesome. It's like there's so much nuance in her singing. People hear this and they think it's easy to do this. It's not easy to do, and it's certainly not easy to write it. Trust me. It's very good. The way she does that. So much little nuance with her voice. She goes off. Wow. Yeah, big notes. And a tight ending. Very weird, very good. Right here. Done. Wow. Like, you know, I'm not too cool for it. I don't know. I think it's awesome. So, yeah, Adele, Set Fire to the Rain. I think that's from the 21 album, you know. She does her albums like that, like according to her age. You know, she's doing her own thing. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, I don't care if she's in vogue or not, you know. And I certainly don't care if she's overweight or not. You know, it's like, it's so stupid. Like, you know, I don't know if it was her record company or whoever was pushing her to lose weight, you know, so she would be more palatable to the masses. You know, it's like, oh, you're just so dumb. You don't realize it doesn't matter what she looks like. You know, she's so good. It doesn't matter what she looks like. If you ask me, it's silly to pressure her to focus on that, you know. Listen to it. It's music. That's what it's about. That's what we are doing here, you know? Anyway, so my next track for you is another repeat. It's from Sade. It's a song called Jezebel. And I love this song because it's, you know, very minimal musically. It's very tasty, very bluesy kind of. And the subject matter is interesting to me, and the way that only Sade, could really sing about it. I think you'll see what I mean. You know, it's about a working girl, you know, a woman of the night, and sung from the perspective of somebody who has sympathy for her, you know, and so, you know, suitable for Sade to sing like that. Because that's where she's coming from, that place of genuine love and affection. So let's listen to how she communicates the story of Jezebel to her audience, okay? Here we go. Sade, Jezebel, check it out. Right away, I want to point out that we're hearing a saxophone being played. We used to hear that all the time in rock and roll music. We don't hear it anymore. So it's interesting to me to hear it. Listen to the music. Listen to this. Very delicate guitar playing. Low key. Just chill. Just quiet. Shh.
Jezebel wasn't born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She probably had less than every one of us.
Great lyrics.
But when she knew how to walk, she knew how to bring the house down. Can't blame her for her beauty. She wins with her hands down.
Interesting perspective.
Jezebel, what a belle. Looks like a princess in her new dress.
How did you get that?
How did you get that?
Do you really want to know?
Do you really want to know? She said. It would seem she's on her way. It's more than just a dream. She put on her stockings and shoes, had nothing to lose.
She said it was worth
She
it.
said it was worth it. Reach for the top.
It's dignified. It's the story of somebody that's in trouble and sad, but it's dignified. It's not the low road. It's the high road.
She said, I want to get what's mine.
I want to get what's mine, you know. I know people like that. I mean, I've met women like that are gorgeous, you know, they're gorgeous. And their beauty carries them for so long. And then they get older and they lose their beauty. And what are they left with? Like Paul Simon said, who's going to love you when your looks are gone? You know, it's a great question. Yeah. Saxophone, just real chill, just staying down here, you know.
Jezebel, won't try to deny where she came from.
You can see it in her
See
pride
it in her pride.
and the raven in her lies.
And the raven in her eyes. Try to show her a better way. She'll say,
You don't know what you've been missing.
you don't know what you've been missing.
By the time she
By the
blinks,
time she blinks,
you know she won't be
you
listening.
know she won't be listening.
Excellent songwriting.
Reach for the top, she said, and the sun is gonna shine. Every winter was a war, she said.
Every winter was a war, she
Want to
said.
get what's mine.
I want to get what's mine. The band comes in at the end of the song, you know, it's like interesting. Brushes on the snare, like jazzy, low, quiet still. That tasty saxophone playing. Tight band. They do it again. Ready? Tight. So much taste and skill. Excellent band. Excellent band. Like I said, you know, Sade is her name. Sade I do, but the band is called Sade. It's a group of people, not just her. They're called Sade. Like I said, you know, it's like a really kind of, you know, despair-ridden, despairing kind of situation that she's singing about, but she's singing it in a dignified way. I like that. It's very cool. Like, very cool to me. Anyway, so now, you know, I'm going to do something that I'm not sure if I've done this before. Oh, wait, maybe I have. I'm going to play for you another song by Aha. Okay? This song is probably my favorite song by Aha, okay, ever. It's called The Soft Rains of April. And I like this song a lot because, like I've mentioned before, like you probably know, I'm a drummer, and I think that the drumming in this song kind of reconfigured my brain a little bit and like what drums could do, what they could be. And the song is very unusual, the arrangement and everything. And let's see if you agree with me or you can hear what I'm talking about with this song. Again, it's Aha. It's a song called The Soft Rains of April, and it's from their album Scoundrel Days. I guess I can mention really quick that the album Scoundrel Days, when it first came out, okay, was purchased for me by my sister, the one who passed away. And I can't listen to Scoundrel Days without thinking of her, you know? And I'm so grateful to her for doing that for me, for buying me this album for my birthday. It was a gift. And this album changed everything for me. I mean, I could talk to you for hours about the Aha album Scoundrel Days from beginning to end. The song Scoundrel Days, Cry Wolf, The Weight of the Wind, The Soft Rains of April, I've Been Losing You, Manhattan Skyline. I mean, there are so many great songs on this record, but this one is the one that really kind of, when I hear it, I always turn it up. You know what I mean? So here we go. The Soft Rains of April by Aha from the Scoundrel Days album. Let's check it out. Boom. What an interesting way to start a song, you know? I mean, it's a clinic in drumming and spatial drumming. I mean, listen to this drummer.
The soft rains of April are over. Soft rains of April are over. Anybody home now? I am on the phone now, please. The soft rains of April.
Unbelievable. It's like Stuart Copeland-ish drumming. But there's so much that he does in this song as a drummer. It's what a strange song. Ride cymbal.
Just got up today and my thoughts are miles away with you.
Listen to this right here. Somber. What a drummer. What a drummer. Listen to this coming up here. It's right here. Listen to this. Ready? Wow, what a drummer. Very musical, you know. It changed the way I thought about drumming. Back to this. Well, they boom. So tasty. Dry vocal right here. Excellent production, man. You know, I was like a teenager when I was first hearing that, you know. And I remember, you know, when my sister bought me that tape, cassette tape really, for my birthday. And I would walk around my neighborhood with headphones on, a Walkman, you know, and just listen to it, and walking around the streets of my small town and at night, and there was like nobody out, you know, and the ground would be wet from rain and dark and cold, and I would just walk and I would listen to this album, and it just takes me right back to that atmosphere when I hear that song. But I mean, probably as much or more than most of the music I've listened to, that song changed the way I viewed the instrument that I had devoted my life to. I mean, it was like, okay, I know Stuart Copeland, I know John Bonham, I know all that, but listen to this. You know, listen to what he's doing with the splash cymbal. Listen to what he's doing with the bell on his ride cymbal. Very, very spacey, tasty things. And it was like, I don't know. You're probably bored to death hearing me talk about it. But if you're a drummer and you just heard that, you just listened to it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Pretty good stuff. So here we are at the end of episode number 4 of Mike TV, our final song of the day. And this is a track by one of my all-time favorite groups, Enigma. And I know that I've shared with you music from Enigma before on previous episodes, but I'm going to share with you today a song from the second album by Enigma, an album called The Cross of Changes. And this is a track called Out from the Deep. And I wanted to share this track today because out of all the songs that Michael Cretu has put together, this one reminds me a lot of the Beatles. And in specific, the song Dear Prudence, you know, it has that same kind of sound, the same kind of chord changes, you know. And I like that. So here we go. The final song for Mike TV episode number 4, a song by Enigma called Out from the Deep from the album The Cross of Changes. And so, you know what? Let's get after it. Check it out. Pretty cool, pretty trippy vocals there. Cool intro to a song. See what I mean about the guitar thing? Dear Prudence. Don't you hear it? I like when Enigma, you know, Michael Cretu features guitar on his songs. He doesn't always do that, but with this one he does, and I like it.
We came out from the deep to learn to love, to learn how to live. We came out from the deep to avoid the mistakes we made. That's why we are here.
I like the way his voice sounds. It's like slick,
That's why we are here.
flanger and chorus on his voice.
That's why we are here.
Programmed drum beat. Okay, that's cool. Good drum sounds though for a programmed beat.
Came out from the deep to help and understand, but not to kill. It takes many lives that we succeed
His voice sounds great.
to clear
To me.
the debts of many hundred years. That's why we are here.
Ah, so
That's
cool.
why we are here. That's why we are here.
like a 60s, like 1960s, like psychedelic kind of sound to it to me. The funky drum sample. Well, you know, when he did this song, this was a long time ago, so it was before the funky drummer sample had been beat to death by a bazillion billion, you know, producers and rock bands, you know. He was actually one of the first people I can think of that was using groove drums like this in the way that he's doing it on this song. He uses groove drums a lot, and at the time it was really funky fresh, you know. Sounds great to me.
That's why we are here.
I think the guitar player that's playing on this song, I think his name is Jens Gad.
That's why we are here.
He eventually wound up running off with Michael Cretu's wife. Believe it or not, that happened.
That's why we are here.
But that's another story at a much later time in his career. This guitar part right here, I don't know. Like wanking, you know? You know, it is what it is. Okay. It's like walking all over the mix, in my opinion. Get out of here. Oh no, he's still going. Dude, stop. Okay. Nice. The drums cut out and listen to that music. Isn't that excellent? And there it is. Out from the Deep by Enigma. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you enjoyed yourself today with this episode of Mike TV, episode number 4. Stay tuned for more episodes in the future. And that's it for today, folks. I'll catch you next time. And keep your eye out for a new Singularity Podcast coming to you soon. And I will be talking to you later. Peace out, everybody. Be safe. Have fun.
TV.
Like TV.